Hi, in this video I'm going to tell you about what you need to mine bitcoins. Although individuals were able to compete for blocks with a regular at-home personal computer early on Bitcoin's history, this is no longer the case. The reason for this is that the difficulty of mining Bitcoin changes over time. In order to ensure the blockchain functions smoothly and can process and verify transactions, the Bitcoin network aims to have one block produced every 10 minutes or so. However, if there are 1 million mining rigs competing to solve the hash problem, they will likely reach a solution faster than a scenario in which 10 mining rigs are working on the same problem. For that reason, Bitcoin is designed to evaluate and adjust the difficulty of mining every 2016 blocks, or roughly every 2 weeks. When there is more computing power collectively working to mine for bitcoins, the difficulty level of mining increases in order to keep block production at a stable rate. Less computing power means the difficulty level decreases. At today's network size, a personal computer mining for Bitcoin will almost certainly find nothing. Mining hardware. All of this is to say that in order to mine competitively, miners must now invest in powerful computer equipment, like a graphics processing unit, GPU, or more realistically, an application-specific integrated circuit, ASIC. This can run from $500 into the tens of thousands of dollars. Some miners, particularly Ethereum miners, buy individual graphic cards as a low-cost way to cobble together mining operations. Today, Bitcoin mining hardware is almost entirely made up of ASIC machines, which in this case specifically do one thing and one thing only: mine for Bitcoins. Today's ASICs are many orders of magnitude more powerful than CPUs or GPUs, and gain both more hashing power and energy efficiency every few months as new chips are developed and deployed. Today's miners can produce almost 200 terahashes at only 27.5 joules per terahash. An analogy. Say I tell 3 friends that I am thinking of a number between 1 and 100. And I write that number on a piece of paper and seal it in an envelope. My friends don't have to guess the exact number, they just have to be the first person to guess any number that is less than or equal to it. And there is no limit to how many guesses they get. Let's say I am thinking of the number 19. A friend A guesses 21. They lose because 21 is less than 19. If friend B guesses 16 and friend C guesses 12, they've both theoretically arrived at available answers because of 16 is less than 19 and 12 is less than 19. There is no extra credit for friend B. Even thus, B's answer was closer to the target answer of 19. Now, imagine that I pose the guess what number I am thinking of question, but I am not asking just 3 friends, and I am not thinking of a number between 1 and 100. Rather, I am asking millions of would-be miners, and I am thinking of a 64-digit hexadecimal number. Now you see that it's going to be extremely hard to guess the right answer. If B and C both answer simultaneously, then the system breaks. In Bitcoin terms, simultaneous answers occur frequently, but at the end of the day, there can only be one winning answer. When multiple simultaneous answers are presented that are equal to or less than the target number, the Bitcoin network will decide by a simple majority, 51%, which miner to honor. Typically, it is the miner who has done the most work, or in other words, the one that verifies the most transactions. The losing block then becomes an orphan block. Orphan blocks are those that are not added to the blockchain. Miners who successfully solve the hash problem but haven't verified the most transactions are not rewarded with Bitcoin. The mining process and what is a 64-digit hexadecimal number. So an example of such a number, it is a number with a lot of zeros in the beginning and a lot of random letters and numbers at the end. The number has 64 digits. Easy enough to understand so far. As you probably noticed, that number consists not just of numbers but also letters of the alphabet. Why is that? To understand what these letters are doing in the middle of numbers, let's unpack the word hexadecimal. The decimal system uses factors of 100 as its base. This is in turn means that every digit of a multi-digit number has 100 possibilities, 0 through 99. In computing, the decimal system is simplified to base 10 or 0 through 9. Hexadecimal, on the other hand, means base 16 because hex is derived from the Greek word from 6 and deca is derived from the Greek word for 10. In a hexadecimal system, each digit has 16 possibilities, but our numeric system only offers 10 ways of representing numbers, 0 through 9. That's why you have to add letters, specifically letters A, B, C, D, E, and F. If you are mining Bitcoin, you do not need to calculate the total value of that 64-digit number, the hash. Remember, you do not need to calculate the total value of a hash. What do 64-digit hexadecimal numbers have to do with Bitcoin mining? Let's explain. Remember that analogy in which the number 19 was written on a piece of paper and put in a sealed envelope. In Bitcoin mining terms, that metaphorical undisclosed number in the envelope is called the target hash. What miners are doing with those huge computers and dozens of cooling fans is guessing at the target hash. Miners make these guesses by randomly generating as many nonces as possible, as quickly as possible. A nonce is short for number only used once, and the nonce is the key to generating these 64-bit hexadecimal numbers I keep mentioning. In Bitcoin mining, a nonce is 32 bits in size, much smaller than the hash, which is 256 bits. The first miner whose nonce generates a hash that is less than or equal to the target hash is awarded credit for completing that block and is awarded the spoils of 6.25 BTC. In theory, you could achieve the same goal by rolling a 16-sided die 64 times to arrive at random numbers. But why on earth would you want to do that? All this information together, you are looking at a summary of everything what happened when block number 490163 was mined. The nonce was that generated the winning hash was 731511405. The target hash is shown on top. Thank you for watching. That was video about mining Bitcoin.